Welcome into Gamesthetic, episode 233. Back after a multi-week break. I'm Alex Light with Sparky3. Hopefully you're having a phenomenal day. We have no Zach in here today, but from the sound of it, he will be back next week. I know he was also absent from some of the episodes before we went on this break, which we'll talk about the break here in a moment as well. But I do have John in here. John, buddy, how you doing? It's great to see you again.
You know, you don't realize how used to like just talking for a couple hours every week is.
True.
And I haven't got to talk in a while.
Well, brother, we got a lot to talk about today.
So I don't know what all you're planning on talking about. I've been playing a bunch of shit.
Yeah, no, John's been very busy.
This is a John heavy podcast this week.
Yeah, as John told me before the show, he has been a gaming degenerate these past few weeks.
Like for me, it's like because I don't play games like I used to.
Right.
It's like I don't sit down and just do it all day like I used to.
Yeah.
Man, have I been doing that lately.
Right. No, I mean, hey, it's good to sit down and have times like that, you know, and just play a game. Because like I already told you, I already submitted yesterday. I'm good to go. I already got my next vacation planned here at the end of the month of November, and it's a gaming staycation, and I'm excited for it. I am excited just to sit around and play games. I'm so pumped. I'm really excited to hear what all you've been up to, because I know you've been doing a lot. We've got Digimon Time Stranger that came out right before we went on our break, which, you know, for context, the break, you know, it was one of those things. There was potentially going to be some episodes, but schedules didn't line up. I was going on vacation. I was on my honeymoon, so I was just very, very busy. But right when we went on break, Time Stranger came out, which if you listen to the show, you know me and John were really excited for this. So John's got a lot of hours into it. I only got to start playing this past Tuesday. I played Tuesday and Wednesday, and that's it so far. I've got like 15 hours, and that's it. And then Pokemon came out, which we'll talk about Pokemon today. He's got Raiders Playtest. God knows what else he's got going on.
I also, like the last podcast that we did was right when Trails came out.
Oh, true. Yeah, you finished that.
At that point, I only had a couple hours in it.
Yeah, true.
So yeah, I finished that as well.
Yeah, no, so got that to touch on. I will say a very light weekly wrap up. Anytime we go on breaks, I try to do like maybe at the end, you know, like shout outs of the break week stuff. I just decided, you know what, this is probably the longest break the show's ever been on.
It's one where we can get back to it next week.
Hey, light weekly wrap up. We'll touch on the Pokemon leaks that took place this week because that's kind of crazy. But yeah, no, it'll be a great time. If you're here, we appreciate you. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, be a friend, tell a friend. We'll make sure to shout out some merch and some Rogue Energy later on in the show. Join the Discord, be a friend, tell a friend. All right, let me turn down the music. So I think we'll kick things off with Pokemon Legends today. But I mean, just for starters, man, what all have you been up to? What all have you been doing?
Man, it's been a lot. As I've said multiple times, like October. Like end of September and October was a big hitting time for me. I haven't even gotten to play everything that I've wanted to yet.
I can get that.
I've missed out on a few things that are on the back burner that I'll get to eventually.
Right.
The big hitters for me were Trails in the Sky first chapter.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like I did that pretty much straight into Digimon.
Right.
And then a lot of Digimon time. But it's like been playing some other stuff here and there. I did check out. We talked about it on the last episode. I did need to get back to it. Actually, do plan on getting back to it. Look Outside.
Shout out the horror game.
Did actually start it. It is a creepy and kind of disturbing game.
Love it.
But it was interesting enough to where I want to go back to it.
Yeah. No, I want to check it out. I still need to go back to No, I'm Not a Human, which we talked about last episode as well. We still only have the one run done. And, dude, literally right after that as well, got to go back to this. Silent Hill F, picked that up. Only played a couple hours. I need to go back to that, too. No, but I'm looking forward to hearing you go back to Look Outside.
Yeah, no, it's on the list to get back to. But even coming, like, I got a busy time coming up still.
Right.
Because then I mean this weekend has been heavy Raiders Server Slam test. Fellowship just entered into early access. I haven't picked it up yet because in the early access or the open beta that they did a couple weeks ago, it was heavy server issues.
Yeah, you told me.
And then it seemed like when it came out, they've been dealing with heavy server issues. So I'm letting it cook a week or two before I fully jump into it. But I do fully plan on jumping into that at some point as well.
Nice.
And then hell, here in I think like 12 days or something, Tales Remaster comes out.
Yeah, you got Tales Remaster.
I've already got it pre-ordered.
Yeah, here in just a few days, we have the first 2 chapters of Dispatch as well.
Forgot about that too.
Yeah, so I'm really excited for Dispatch, as we've talked about on the show, and we dedicated a whole segment to the demo. But man, with just me being so behind right now, like I told Christina, it's like I'm probably gonna wait until every chapter comes out in November, because it's every single week 2 episodes will come out. So I was like, I might wait till then, so that way I can try to focus on Digimon. And so my gaming plan right now, I'm all go on Digimon and Pokemon. Let's focus there. All right, I'm holding off on Ghost of Yote till I go on my staycation. That's when Ghost of Yote is about to take full force. Gonna fit some Silent Hill in there, so no, I'm not a human in Dispatch. That's all I'm gonna kind of get. That's my gaming plan right now.
I don't know when I'm gonna get back to it. I still want to pick up the FF Tactics remaster.
True. Yeah, I want to get that too.
I still want to go back and pick that up because I never played that, and I've only heard good things about it.
Right. Yeah, no, a lot going on right now in the world of gaming. That's for sure.
I will quickly give my update on Trails, because I can be fairly short on Trails in the Sky first chapter. Because when we talked about it previously, I was maybe 5-6 hours in. I was like pretty much getting towards the end of the prologue.
Right.
And man, that Trails is a series I've talked about many times. Of like, I want to jump into it, but I was waiting.
Yeah,
I was
waiting for the right
waiting
moment.
for this, because like when I decided I wanted to start jumping into it is when this got announced. And man, I'm so excited. It was so good. It is. I'm so glad that this this remake came out, and I got to play it. It is. It was one where, like, a little bit in the early periods, I wasn't like fully invested in it. Man, it picked up real quick, and it was one of those games that like I struggled to put down.
Right. Okay, one of those. Yeah.
It was like I struggled to put it down, and I didn't like do 100% completion where like I got every logbook thing in it, but I probably did like 95% of everything.
Right.
Clocked it in at 50 hours, I think. I think it was like 50 on the dot, pretty much. And I'm all in on Trails from this point going forward. My plan currently is I'm gonna go back and play the first one again, but the original version of it. I mean, as soon as I beat Trails in the Sky first chapter, I bought the second game on Steam so that I could play the first one and roll immediately into the second one there. And yeah, I think 2026 is going to be the year of Trails for me.
Hell yeah!
I'm very excited to play it.
Nice.
I'm all in on it. I absolutely love my time in it. It is definitely one of my favorite games I've played
of this year.
I mean, definitely of this year, and it was fantastic. It's up there. I wouldn't say it's like top 10 or anything, but it's up there pretty high in like games that I've played.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we got the brackets coming up soon. So
I mean, it's definitely worth me waiting on it. And very excited to go back and play the originals now.
Hey, I love to hear it. Love to hear it. Because like I said, we got Gamesthetic Game of the Year brackets coming up, list. My current plan is I'm still launching the Gamesthetic Awards this year. So we got a lot of stuff going on. So we'll see where it fits into the puzzle. But no, I'm pretty pumped up to get it as well. I know you told me that you'd let me borrow your copy.
Yeah, I thought about bringing it over here today, but I forgot to.
Yeah, it's fine. Because I've got so much on my plate.
I know
right
you're
now.
busy with other stuff too. Honestly, that might be like a December thing for you.
It might. Well, I did pre-order Metroid Prime, so I do have that going on in December. So it might be January at this rate, because I think January is like, as we know now, is pretty empty.
Metroid Prime's not that long of a game.
It shouldn't be. But no, I got a couple of long weekends in December. You know, like I got 2 back-to-back 4-day weekends in December already lined up. So yeah, that might be a good trails time. That might be. Hopefully by then, Ghost is done, Digimon's done, Pokemon will be done. Hopefully all that's done by then, and I can hop to the trails or something. Hopefully.
Yeah. No, it was a very enjoyable time, and yeah, I think you would love it.
Yeah, no, I'm so excited to play it, man. I'm so excited for it. No, man, just getting back from vacation, just trying to, get my head back on a swivel, trying to catch up on games now. I did want to talk briefly about the trip. Mostly it's for the sake of it's a gaming show. I wanted to talk about Super Nintendo World because I did go to Epic Universe in Orlando. We went to Epic twice. I will say I am planning to do a standalone video on my thoughts on Epic Universe because I really just want to talk about it. But I don't care to repeat my words here in a live stream in a video because those audiences for the most part exist separately anyway. No, Super Nintendo World, man, was very impressive. For me personally, it was my favorite portal because that's what they're called over there for Epic Universe. It was my favorite portal of the 4 universes they have, which is Super Nintendo World, Isle of Berk, the Ministry, and Dark Universe. It was my favorite. But I will say up front for my gaming fans listening that maybe want to go or they're hoping to go or they're already going or maybe they already went. Objectively, it's not the best park though. Objectively, top to bottom, when you're considering everything, you're going to enjoy this. Isle of Berk is easily the best.
Yeah,
easily the best
of those 4 of those. Like, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah,
Super Nintendo appeals more, or Super Nintendo World would appeal to you more because you're more of a fan of that than the other properties.
See, the thing is, it's not even that I'm a fan. There's a very specific reason why it's my personal favorite. Because like overall, I had more fun at Isle of Berk. Like the roller coaster over there, Hiccup's Wing Gliders. In the 2 days that we went, me and Christina rode that thing 6 times. Like that coaster is so much fun. And the food over at Isle of Berk is incredible too. Like those mac and cheese cones that have gone viral, those things are awesome. But the reason why Super Nintendo World was my favorite, even though there was some, I'll up front say it, very lackluster things about Super Nintendo World. The thing that was awesome is you truly felt like you were going into a different world. Because the whole concept of Epic Universe, for anyone that hasn't looked into it, are portals. You go to these portals entering these worlds, right? You can tell where the money went. The money went to Nintendo. You can tell. Because like the other 3, it's just their big, super nice decorated arch with LED screens with colors representing the world. It's got the huge tower that will represent the world. It's super cool, looks cool. You just walk through the arch and you're in the world, right? For Super Nintendo World, its arch leads to an escalator, which is through a warp pipe. You're going through a Mario warp pipe into Super Nintendo World, and then on top of that, Donkey Kong Country and the Mario Land, they are enclosed with very large walls. So when you're in Super Nintendo World, you feel like you're really separated from the rest of the park. The only other time you're going to be able to see the rest of the park is like when you're riding the Minecart Madness, the Donkey Kong coaster. You obviously, when you reach the high point, you can look over and you can see the rest of the park. Maybe if I only did the Yoshi's thing once, I think maybe at Yoshi's you could see a little bit, but I don't think so. I think it's just Donkey Kong. Meanwhile, every other universe you're in, you can at some point easily see the park around you, right? Mario just felt like it was super immersive, where you truly felt like you were going into another world, and that's why it's still my favorite. Because like objectively speaking, like I think Isle of Berk is overall the best because Hiccups is incredible. The little wing gliders ride, it's short, it's a kind of a kids ride thing, but it's a lot of fun. They have a water ride that looked fun. We didn't end up doing it. The show at the Isle of Berk. Normally, for anyone that goes to theme parks, you know what I'm talking about. Normally, shows are just a chance for you to go sit down, get some AC, and take a break, right? They're always fine. Obviously, kudos to the live stage actors. They're always fine, but that's all they ever are for me. Is just fine. The Untrainable Dragon, the show there was unbelievable. Like to the point where it's like next time I go, it's a must see. Like it's not like, oh, I'm tired, let's go check it out. No, it's like, no, it starts at this time, we need to go. Like it was that good. With Mario and Nintendo, man, like Toadstool Cafe, you're paying for the gimmick. it's very standard 7 out of 10 food. Like we had like the Mario burger, the Luigi chicken sandwich which that chicken sandwich was dry as fuck. Like up front, I'll go ahead and say it, dry as hell. All three of the desserts, they were all fine. You're paying for the gimmick. That's what which is fun and whatever. Mario Kart up front sucks. I'll go ahead and say it. For anyone who's excited, I'm going to go ahead and shatter your dreams. The ride sucks. That ride is terrible. That ride is so bad. It is so ungodly slow. Like, dude, you're going to go faster on the Cat in the Hat ride at Islands of Adventure than you're going to be going on Mario Kart. It's that bad. Like, I appreciate what they're trying to do with the ride, of where you have like these like VR like glasses you put on with your little Mario hat thing, and like you're using Mario Kart items to knock out enemies off the track and stuff, and you're using your eyes to look in the direction that you want to send the attack, which that's cool. Innovative Nintendo, trademark shit. But dude, it's just, if the ride was a little bit faster, it'd probably be a lot. It is so slow. It's laughable how slow it is. Thank God we had Express Pass, because like even with Express, it was 30-minute wait for us. Dude, I would never wait more than 30 minutes for that ride. That ride is absolutely terrible. Yoshi, it's a kid's ride. I mean, it's a small little people mover. It's just, if you can literally walk on the ride, by all means do it. But if you have to wait any amount of time, do not do it. Now, Donkey Kong, that was a blast. The first time we rode it with Express. When literally we're walking off, we immediately walked into single rider line. It's like, we got to do that again. It was so much fun. Then they have a mini attraction where you go fight Bowser Jr. And the funny thing about this is that you can't just walk into the attraction. You have to play the mini games around the park to get into the attraction. So the one kind of negative and greedy little side to it, you do have to have those power-up bands, because you have to click the power-up bands and collect the golden keys around the Mario world. But it was a lot of fun. It was a cute little gimmick thing. It was cool. Just the environment of Nintendo World was really breathtaking. Peach's Castle was super sick. The bathrooms are like themed after like an underwater level in Mario, which is really cool. I mean, the aesthetic of everything was phenomenal. And like I said, it was like, what does it for me is that you really felt like you were going into another world. So, I mean, it was great. Loved it. I will also say this, because we have reported on this in the past on the show. I have reported before about my inside sources, kind of, on what is to come in the future for Nintendo and those parks. I've talked about Pokemon and Zelda and stuff. I'll go ahead and say it up front without a doubt in my mind. Legend of Zelda is coming to Epic Universe. So just go ahead and buckle up for that one, because it's happening. Because like they have like the main Nintendo store outside of the portal, and if you walk in there, it has like stained glass of all the characters. And this was going around before. I already knew this was here before we went, but it's just like when you look at everything, the signs are clearly there. With the stained glass of characters, it's all Nintendo, it's all Mario and Donkey Kong. But then they do have Link, Zelda, and Ganondorf up in the stained glass. And then if you pay attention more, where you look at like the floor itself, they have like mosaic like decorations on the floors for all the different worlds. So like the main checkout area is all Mario, the side entrance is all like a huge Donkey Kong thing, and then the main entrance is Legend of Zelda. So there is already kind of like confirmed plans to expand Epic. There's one open area that's going to expand Celestial Park, which is like the main park. It's everything that's not a portal, right? Everything that's not a portal is called Celestial Park. And then there was another section between Nintendo and Dark Universe that is going to be expanded. It's going to be Zelda. It's going to be Legend of Zelda. It's going to be at Epic. I mean, there's a section in Donkey Kong Country that you could easily cut out and just make it a Zelda portal. And then also, to my excitement, I'm pretty sure it's going to probably be Twilight Princess themed, because the three stained characters were the Twilight Princess models of the characters. And then also, just think about it. It just makes so much sense. Make it Castle Town. That's all you got to do. Twilight Princess has like the most in-depth Castle Town. The next one will be Ocarina of Time, as you know. I mean, you could do a circus attraction. You could go to like Agatha's house, whatever, which is like the bug theme. You could do Thelma's Bar as your restaurant in the area. You could do a Hyrule Castle themed dark ride. I mean, like it's clear as day. It's gonna be Castle Town. There's that store that you helped to build up in Twilight Princess. That can be the store that you go buy merch from. No, I mean it was cool, and really excited for the future expansions of it. I also wanted to share that, you know, in any time we do a trip, we always make sure to hit up some retro game stores. Big shout out to Cybertron Video Games down in Orlando, Florida. If anyone's in the area and never been, definitely check it out. It is on like the eastern side of Orlando. All three of them are like the northeastern side of Orlando. Definitely check them out. They always have great stock every time we've been. So we both went down there with some chase items. Christina did find one of hers. We got the Legend of Zelda Hylian Shield 3DS, $500. Costed a pretty damn penny. The same store we went to also had a sealed version of it for $1,000. They had a few other things. One for me that broke my heart a little bit is they had one of my chase items I've been looking for a while is the Spider-Man PS4 Pro. Unfortunately, did not have the controller, and it looked like shit. It was super scratched up, which me and her kept complaining, and I'm curious your thoughts on this too. I don't understand how people can let that happen to a console. You know what I mean? Like how can you let that happen? I don't get it.
Most people, I would say probably most people, they're just buying the console.
Yeah.
They're just buying the console. They see that they're like, oh,
there it is. Yeah,
they show up and they're like, oh, well, I was going to get the normal black one, but I guess this one has Spider-Man theme on it, so I'll get that one instead.
Right.
It's like, it's one where in hindsight, it's like, yeah, probably shouldn't have let all that damage happen to it. But it's also one where most people aren't too concerned about it.
Right.
It's one of those where I feel like in that space, we're the weird ones. We're the ones.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
We're the ones that want to buy it and put it on a shelf.
Yeah, and decorate it and cherish it. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. No, there was one other thing that I since it was there, I probably should have picked it up. They did have the Sword and Shield Switch Lite. Always wanted that one. Had the chance to buy it when it was brand new. Never bought it. Would like to have it. They did have it. I obviously didn't get it. But no, overall, great selection of stuff down there at Cybertron. Definitely recommend anyone that's going down there to check them out, as well as if you're in the area and you haven't heard of them, which is very possible, by the way. Very possible. It's a big city. A lot of things that's very spread out. A lot of things to do. Very possible you could be in the area and you haven't heard of them. Definitely go check out Cybertron. They pretty sweet store.
Oh, I did realize I did forget to mention to you because I picked up. This is just a little side note. I picked up an 8-bit controller.
Oh yeah.
They had a Black Myth Wukong edition that was out, and I picked that up.
How is it?
That's what I wanted to tell you. Dude, it's fucking great.
Really? Okay, man. I've heard great things about 8-bits.
It's super great, super comfortable, works flawlessly.
Nice.
I mean, honestly, it's like it's one of the better feeling controllers as well. Like, it's super comfortable to hold. And yeah, super easy, super convenient. Like,
good PC controller?
Very, very good PC controller.
Nice.
I've always been more of a fan of a wired controller for my PC. I swapped this out to test to see how I would like it. It's great so far.
Nice. Yeah, no, I saw that got posted up, and I sent it over to John. I think I
was already looking at buying one.
Yeah,
and then I was like, oh, I'll just get that one.
Yeah, I sent it over to him. I was like, if you're feeling spicy. And then it's like 2 days later, he just sends me a picture that he's got it.
I was already looking at them, like, gonna pick one up anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. I was already gonna pick one up, and then you sent me that one. I was like, I'll just buy that one.
I was like, this is my sign. It's time to get it.
Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, no, I've heard nothing but good things about 8-bit controllers.
Yeah, highly recommend them.
Yeah, no, I may have to look into it, see if they still got the Black Myth one still in stock or not. So I may have to check into that.
But so kind of getting into it.
Yeah, let's go ahead and jump into stuff.
Because I'm gonna go ahead and just work on the assumption you have more time in Pokemon Legends ZA than I do.
Quite possible.
What are your thoughts?
Okay. All right, here we go. All right, Pokemon Legends ZA. So I was telling Christina that I could already see the light at the end of the tunnel of how I'm going to view this game and how I'm going to feel about this game when I'm done. And there's nothing wrong with how I'm going to feel about it personally. Is that and it makes sense because it's a Legends game, is that I feel like with how the game is set up, I'm probably going to feel the exact same way that I felt about Legends Arceus. of where I'm gonna have a great time playing through the game because it's Pokemon. It's like new, it's fresh, it's a new game. I like Pokemon, but once I'm done, I will never touch this game again. Like because that's I have not touched Legends one time since Legends Arceus. Since I did it, I did everything. I did everything on Legends Arceus. Have not touched it one time since. It to me it did not feel like it had replay value, and I kind of feel the same way with ZA because there are things about it that I really like. I like the idea of being in this city and only the city, but I also don't like it. But the one thing I do like about it is that like in the anime and the animated movies, we always saw like these big cities, especially the movies. God forbid, they always went all out for the movies. These big cities and where, people and Pokemon coexist in the cities and stuff. But obviously in the games, we never had that. So it is really cool to see this city and how like Pokemon and like people kind of coexist in the city. But like the whole and it works for this game and it works for like my first time playing it with the wild zones and stuff, the wild, areas of the city and stuff. But overall, I don't like it as a grand scheme thing. Like I just prefer what like Legends Arceus was, even though technically all of the zones in Legend Arceus is like if you combine them all together, technically ZA is bigger in technicalities. But this one just like it I don't like the idea of like just being confined to this city. And I know there is at least one other small area I'm gonna be able to go to later. I already got kind of spoiled on that. Uh, but I like the idea of the open like world, not an open city. You know what I mean? Like of the normal gen games of what Legends Arceus was. I understand in terms of scale, like game scale map size. I think ZA is just bigger. Even if you would take all the zones together from Arceus, this one is I think technically bigger. I saw someone say that. I don't know. Like it's a lot of fun. I'm having a blast, but I can already see the light at the end of the tunnel of where I'm never playing this game again. And that's fine. If I have a solid 8 out of 10 experience playing through it, there's nothing wrong with that. Even if it is main series because it is considered main series, if Legends come out with a game like this that coexist with the Gen games and we get one of these every once in a while just to go through, play a story, have a great time. I've heard the ending of the story is incredible. I saw Joe from CRB referred to the ending at the same level of hype for him of Mass Effect 2. So that's good praise. I think as a standalone product, it's fine for a playthrough, like a playthrough of any video game. But it's just Pokemon to me always has that like you look for replayability, right? I've played through Platinum multiple times. I've played through ORAS multiple times. I've played through X multiple times. I've played through Sword and Shield multiple times. Like the replay Heart Gold Soul Silver. I'm sure you can relate to that one. Like I've replayed games, Ruby Sapphire, replayed the replay. I don't feel like I'm gonna have any ounce of replayability from this game, but I'm gonna have a damn good time while I'm going through it for the first time. That's kind of how where I'm at on it personally.
There's a big part of it that I want your opinion on.
Okay.
That you completely avoided there. What is your opinion on the battle system?
Yeah, the battle system. The battle system's fine. Again, when it comes to Legends games kind of doing their thing and existing.
You were talking a lot of like kind of praise, kind of just like it is what it is there.
Right.
Man, it's like you didn't want to say it.
No, we were gonna talk about it. We have to. Look, I enjoy being creative and I enjoy doing something different. And again, that's why I think I'm gonna enjoy my first playthrough of this. But I like my turn-based stuff, man. I like trademark Pokemon. That's just my preference. I like turn-based games in general. I think the battle system is fine for what it is for this one playthrough. It's a little annoying at times. I definitely get some glimpses of where it's not completely perfect, which you wouldn't expect it to be, of where I try to do a move and like Frogadier gets stuck on the smallest little ledge and he doesn't move forward to do the move and just fires the move into nothing. And I'm like, all right, bro. It's fine for what it is.
The other side of that is when you have a larger Pokemon.
Yeah.
Trying to do a move against a smaller one.
Yeah.
Targeting sucks.
Yeah. It's targeting is not great. I appreciate them doing something different, and it's going to be fine for my one playthrough. And I'm about 15 hours in right now. I feel like, by the time I'm done with the game, I might not be a big fan of it anymore. I feel like that's very possible, but it's fine for what it is for this playthrough. Like I said, I don't see myself ever playing this game again. Just like I've never played Legends Arceus again, but there's nothing wrong with that. I look back at Legends Arceus like that was a really fun Pokemon experience, and that's how I'm going to feel about ZA.
I wanted you to start because I had a feeling that was broadly going to be your opinions on it. For me, man, everything about this game is underwhelming.
I can understand that.
Everything about this game is less than I was hoping.
Yeah, I can very much understand that.
I thought the battle system. I thought the battle system would be a little more actiony than it is.
Yeah,
because it's kind of
slow.
It's really slow. The way they showed it off, it was always stuff was happening in the battle, but we didn't usually see the interface with it. So we just saw everybody moving around minus the interface. The wild zones themselves are underwhelming as hell.
Oh my god, they're terrible.
The wild zones,
they're so bad.
The wild zones, frankly, suck.
No, they're terrible. They are terrible. Have you unlocked the other 5?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. They're all terrible. All 10. They're terrible. And
yeah, the wild zones. I don't enjoy the wild zones. It's like the open worldness of it, or the open city, being able to run around and do whatever you want. That'd be great. There's just nothing to fucking do.
Yeah. No, it's pretty limited.
You start to it's like even when you unlock the side quests and that, most of the side quests are whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I'm busy. Can you walk my Pokemon down to the cafe? Or hey, you need to go. Or it's like, hey, Pokemon's sick. You need to go find the thing for it. It's like, okay, yeah, I can go do that. More often than not, it's hey, walk my Pokemon down there and have a little cutscene for a couple minutes, and then I'll come back and that's the end of the quest. Or it's hey, just battle me.
Right.
It's like, okay, well, this was unnecessary.
Yep.
Walking around and just seeing Pokemon in the city is kind of cool. I will say as well, I'm not a big fan of they have all the scaffolding around with all the colorful screws that you have to get.
I know.
Not a huge fan of that.
I agree.
And I didn't know what you did with them for a while. Found the guy that you trade for them, that you trade with him. It's just an annoying system, frankly.
Yep.
Because what do you do with it's like you trade the colorful screws to get more XP, more XP for battles, more gold for battles.
Yep.
More there's a take less your character takes less damage for getting hit. It's like, okay, well, just added a mechanic of annoyance, basically. And it's like it's also a game not made for platforming. And you're making me platform.
Yep.
But yeah, so far I'm finding enjoyment while playing the game just by running around and kind of doing stuff. I'm like 8-ish hours in. I've got the 10 zones unlocked. I'm not very far in the story because I've been trying to do side quests. And when I unlock the wild zones, I'm trying to catch everything that's available in them.
Yep.
Before I go and do anything else. And then trying to just wander around and find Pokemon. It's like, so far, the most fun thing I've had happen in the game was I was just wandering around at a low level, walked down an alleyway, and had a bunch, like, found the Scraggy gang.
Yeah, I found that too. They beat the shit out of me.
And it's like, that's been the most interesting thing that I've done so far.
Yeah.
In like close to 9 hours of playing the game.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, I can find enjoyment in it because it's a Pokemon game. I can generally find some sort of enjoyment out of it.
Exactly. That's been me.
But it's different because it's like Scarlet and Violet. All the problems they had aside, it was the most enjoyable Pokemon experience I had in a long time. And it's like, and I said, it's probably up there as my favorite generation based off that first playthrough
Great gen.
of
I won't hear anything otherwise from people.
playing it. It's like if you took the technical like the technical aspects out of it and all the problems with that were just technical problems, and now with the Switch 2, you play it and everything runs great. Great game.
Yep.
It's a lot of fun to play. But man, we go from that and now we're playing this. It's like this game had some potential. And like battle system aside, because I don't particularly enjoy the battle system.
It's fine for what it is. It gets me by.
At this point, the battle system for me is just, man, I hope I one shot everything because this is annoying.
I can understand that. Trust me. And your complaints with like, you know, how the game is underwhelming, that's where I'm really at of I can already see the light at the end of the tunnel that this is a one and done for me. Because like the wild areas that I mean, they're the only saving grace that I had is what I talked about of like the one really cool and fascinating thing about the game is having that feeling of seeing, okay, this is what it would actually look like in a game of if Pokemon and people coexisted together in an area. Because obviously we've never had that in the games. We've seen it in the anime and the animated movies, and that's it. So like that's been my one thing I keep trying to repeat to myself. It's like, okay, well, this is at least a cool way to view the world of Pokemon, but thank God it's a one-off. That's thank God this is a one-off. Because like if this was the normal of the future, GG's. But like I'm fine with a one-off like this because it's cool, it's different, it's cool for what it is being different. But it's definitely not cool if it was going to stick around. I don't want this sort of idea to stick around.
I would rather see.
He's got a mic problem.
Yeah. You go for a minute.
Yeah. No, like the wild areas are truly like underwhelming. Like when I first got into them and I'm kind of going through them and I'm seeing the size of it, it's just like, wow, this is crap. And I finally, and you know, once I got all 10 and I'm going through and getting all the Pokemon, that's when I was just like, all right, I know everything's supposed to take place in Lumio City. Like I get we're not leaving the city. Is there somewhere else that I can go? And there is, but I looked at it, I'm like, this is still not like I'm underwhelmed as hell by this. Like the only place you're gonna be able to go is the sewers. And I'm like, okay, I guess.
It's like even then, it's like you run around the city, but it's like running around the city, it's cool once.
Yeah.
I don't run around the city anymore. I've ran around the city. I was unlocking all the fast travel points. So now whenever I have to go somewhere, it's like unless the game makes me walk somewhere, I'm like I'm teleporting to the closest place to it and running directly there and interacting with whoever I need to interact with, and then I'm teleporting to where I need to go next. Because it's the idea is to walk around the city and see the interactions, but you walk around the city and it's mostly static NPCs that have a dialogue that pops up over their head that's the same every time.
Yep.
And it is cool to like. I mean, it's cool when you walk around and see it the first time, but then it's like you realize, okay, well, that's just the guy standing next to the same Pokemon he's going to be standing next to the entire time I play this game.
Yep.
So it is what it is. And it's
Agreed.
one where, man, I've never played a Pokemon game before either, where they just give you so many Pokemon.
Oh, I know, right?
It's like within a couple hours of playing the game, I had all the Kalos starters. I was given
one of the Kanto.
It's like I was given one of the Kanto starters. I just did a side quest. I've got a Riolu now. It's like everywhere you go, people just hand you their Pokemon.
Yep.
Or it's like you interact with somebody and they're like, oh, it's like you help me here, have this Pokemon. It's like,
yep.
I've been, it's like I've been given as many Pokemon as you have in the wild zones. It's like, come on.
Yep. And, you know, also with just like the city itself and just like feeling kind of underwhelming, I think a lot of it also goes into where there was clear development issues because this was obviously a Switch 1 and a Switch 2 game. Because, like, I know a lot of people are harping on it quite a bit. And for the most part, I can look past it because it's like, I mean, it's just kind of a cherry on top thing. But I don't know. The more and more I'm getting into it, I can't stop looking at the wallpaper buildings. Have you noticed that too? Like, it's egregious. Like, I'm just like, God, normally I can look past stuff like this, but it's like this is a little ridiculous. There's like
I
nothing in this city.
I haven't paid too much attention to it because I realized very quickly that yeah, it's a big open city that you can run around in. Yeah, like 10 places you can go inside.
Yep.
So it's like I realized that very quickly because like within an hour of starting the game, like you kind of told it's like, okay, we'll go here to progress. You can run around the whole damn city if you want to at that point.
Yep.
I ran around the whole city and I was like, oh, there's not a lot for me to do at this point. And then it was one where you find the 5 wild zones. I'm like, is this it? And you progress a little further. It's like, oh, okay, well, I got 5 more, but where's all the Pokemon?
Yep. Makes you miss Scarlet and Violet, don't it?
It's like it's one where I'm like, man, Gen 10 can't come quick enough.
Right.
It's like this is because it's one where this is underwhelming for me extremely. And I just look back to when like Legends Arceus came out. Legends Arceus came out, man, we were having so much fun.
True.
This is out, and I'm like, man, I'm playing it.
Yeah. I mean,
Like I'm playing it. It's like I'm not having. It's like I'm not having a bad time, but I wouldn't say I'm having a blast
yeah, I would.
compared to everything else I've been playing in the last month.
Yeah.
I look at this and I'm like, this is pretty far and away the least interesting game I've played in the last month.
I mean, dude, trust me, I can get it because like a lot of the fun that I'm having is that it's a new Pokemon experience. Like that's it. And
It's
I'm
like
just like, yeah.
that's all it has going for it. And,
Yeah.
and I don't want to compare the games, but it's the most recent game that I've played, and I've been playing a lot of it. But goddamn, going from Digimon Story Time Stranger to Pokemon Legends ZA, it's a stark difference.
You know, the 15 hours I've played of Digimon Time Stranger, I can agree with you.
It's like I'm sitting here, I'm like, man, this is the new Pokemon game we got compared to this is the new Digimon game we've got. And Time Stranger has its problems.
True.
But like it has its problems. But they ain't nothing like this. Maybe Legends will grab me as I continue to play it. It's
Yeah.
not gonna be a game where I'm like chomping at the bits to continue playing it and finish it. It's like I'll play it in bits here and there, but it's not going to the like I played like 8-9 hours of it
Mm-hmm.
to have a little bit to talk about with it. This will be one that I play for a few hours here and there. I'm not focusing on sitting down and like just maining this game until I finish it.
Mm-hmm.
This is just going to be like a background game for me that I play over time because yeah, maybe by the end of it something will grab me and make me want to play it more.
Mm-hmm.
But it hasn't happened yet, and I would assume 8 hours into a game that should happen.
Right. Also, what rank are you in that ZA Royale thing? I'm wondering if you got to the
The B maybe.
Okay, so have you met? So you reached the point where you have to battle Vinny, right?
X W B. I think I'm at V.
Okay, yeah.
I've
So
only done a few ranks. I've mostly been running around throughout the nights, like in the wild zones,
right.
and like running around the city to see if there's to try to find where all the Pokemon are.
Yeah. So I'll go ahead and spoil something for you and for anyone listening because it's very early in the game. I mean, it is, and it's being talked about pretty heavy, so you're probably going to come across it regardless. But like one of the big like marketing things for the game is this whole ZA Royale, right?
Fucking sucks.
Yeah, no, Pokemon just has you skip the entire thing basically.
I assumed it would because it would take too goddamn long.
Yeah, correct. So if you're at V, the next promotion you're gonna get is you're gonna go from V to F.
I assume so because every person I've talked to has told me. Because I'm looking at it, I'm like, all my Pokemon are like around level 30.
Yeah, yeah.
The only way that this would continue at a reasonable pace would be if we skip all the letters. Plus, everybody in the city is telling me, "Oh, you're around. You'd be good enough for G rank right now."
Right.
Like, Well, yeah, you're not. If that's the case, they're not gonna sit here and make me battle through 20 goddamn letters.
Yeah, no, that has people very back and forth on it, where it's just like, okay, so you create a core idea of the game that's so boring you make us skip it, but then there's also the people like what you're saying of it's boring and it would be boring to do this 26 times.
Well,
Skipping it was the right play.
Because it's like when I show up to a battle zone, when I actually do it, I show up to a battle zone and I walk around and all I do is I run around and I collect 3 cards that I can do in one attack. And then I walk up and I one shot whoever I'm battling, I one shot all their Pokemon and I gain as many points as I can per battle so I can be there the least amount of time.
Mm-hmm.
And then as soon as I get enough points, I leave and I go back to trying to explore and find where the Pokemon are supposed to be.
Yep.
Because, man, for a city that's supposed to be full of Pokemon, fucking hard to find.
Yep.
It's hard to find new ones.
Yeah, that's been my struggle recently. And then I also come to find out how you get the shiny charm is not even completing the dex.
No, it's completing
the Mabel's research.
The research which is, notes. I saw that immediately.
Yeah, I didn't see it. I didn't scroll all the way down. I didn't care.
Shit's super easy to do.
It is.
Way, too.
Yeah, I'm halfway there. I'm at 25.
I was gonna say I'm like I probably have 6 or 7 hours less than you do in the game. I'm at 22.
Yeah, I'm at 25, so it's not hard.
It's like because she just has the challenges are like catch 3 fire type Pokemon, and then you do that. She's like, oh, I have a new research for you, and it's like catch 5.
Yep.
And then it's like, oh, well, catch 10.
Yep. Now catch 15.
And you do that. It's like you just fly through the ranks.
Yep.
Of that because the numbers just keep going up.
Yep. Survey each wild zone, you get some there. I don't know. Like, to put it in perspective for anyone listening that have not played the game, the by far most interesting part of the game to me when I went to the museum. I thought the museum was so cool. To really put it in perspective on like how underwhelming the game is. The most interesting part to me was the museum.
Walking in the museum and doing the little side quest.
Yeah.
Where you have to find like the 12.
Yeah.
Whatever the hell they're called.
Yeah,
that are just
Scupaw.
Yeah. That are just, scattered around in funny little spots. It's like, you're right. That's the best part of the game.
No, like I enjoyed every bit of that. I enjoyed the obviously all of the Hisuiya stuff. Like that's where I was just like when I walked into that room, I was like, "Oh, this is so cool!" And I had a great time in the museum. Brother. Yeah. That was probably the highlight of the game so far for me was the museum.
Yeah, they're trying to make it. It's like they keep making me talk to the other members of the team to try to make me care about them. I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
They want me to do the ZA Royale. I'm just doing it because the game's making me.
Right.
It's like I hit points where it's like to progress you have to do this. And I'm like, I'm gonna keep going through the night doing my own thing until I realize that I have to do it, even though I know I have to do it.
Right.
I don't enjoy the battling. The thing is too, the battle system as a first iteration is fine.
Yep.
If they take this battle system and make it because it looks like they're trying to do a hybrid turn-based combat action system, can be cool. If in the next Legends game or in Gen 10, if we have a battle system that is an iteration of this that is more interesting, I'm there for it.
Right.
This version of it is
lackluster.
It is just fine.
Yeah.
It is.
Like I said, it gets the job done.
It is there. It is at times arguably the battles arguably could be faster than the traditional turn-based combat system, which is fine. I don't mind that. But if they're gonna try to do something similar to this in the future, they're gonna have to make it significantly better.
I agree 1000%. Something else I want to get your thoughts on, because obviously this has been a talking point for a while, at least this game, the last Legends, Gen 9, Gen 8. It's been a pretty notable talking point. But this game, I feel like it's really coming out, and I can really, really agree. What is your thoughts on them still not doing any form of voice acting? Because like for me with Pokemon, I don't really give a shit. I don't. But the way some of these cutscenes are designed, oh boy, it feels like there should have been voice acting for at least certain cutscenes. You know what I mean? Like it's fine if you want to do, you know how games have certain things that are cut voiced and a lot of things just, oh, they'll make a noise and you read. Like that's totally cool. But man, there are some scenes where it's just like, I feel like this should have been voiced.
At this point, it's kind of egregious.
Okay, because I'm glad you feel that way, because that's how, because like I feel like we're kind of at an egregious point, because like it was almost immediately it was noticeable, whereas like Tawny and you were walking, there was those like three guys in the battle zone, and she's like, we're just trying to get the hotel. That whole scene, the body language, the movement, everything about that cutscene, I was like, feels like this should have been voiced. Like I feel like this should have been voiced.
The other thing is, you can't you can do character interactions and character-based stories without voice acting.
Correct.
Pokemon doesn't know how. They're trying to do a character motivated story here. It's not working because I don't care. It's like if you want to do character motivated stories, it helps if you do voice acting. And the fact that it's one of those things. Pokemon is like the most profitable IP in the world. How do we not have voice acting yet? How do we not have voice acting? How do we have How do we have how have we been waiting on this game for a couple years now, and we have a big empty city?
Yep.
That has a dozen buildings that we can enter.
Yeah. So like with all the Pokemon leak that we'll go over here in a bit, there was some like prices of games, like of game development and stuff, and a lot of things like the entire Scarlet and Violet DLC apparently cost more than all of Legends Arceus, which was also because of a bug. But it cost more than that. So like the prices that were coming out. So like as you know, we've talked about this before. AAA games have reached unbelievable heights, like Spider-Man costing 280 mil or like 400 mil or something crazy. Apparently, all these Pokemon games, like Pokemon keeps them around like 3 to 4 mil or something like that, like something ridiculous. And it's just like, you can't bump this up to like a $10 million budget and like maybe get voice acting, better models, better, the game runs better. We can't bump the budget up a little bit. You're the most profitable IP in the world, and you spent $2 million on a game.
Yeah, it's
like that's egregious.
It's one where it depends on the way that you're trying to tell the story.
Sure.
Like Legends Arceus, that is a game that without voice acting makes sense.
It works.
It's not necessarily a serious story. It's more of a goofy, like, series of happenstances that occur in that game.
It's basically an isekai. Let's be honest.
This game is trying to have you meet characters, learn about them, learn their histories, and work together with them to achieve a goal. I don't know why the player character would give a shit. It's like you fell in. It's like you showed up into a city you got drug around by somebody who pulled you into a battle zone at night, and since they managed to get you out of it, now you're trying to pay them back.
Yep.
Why?
Yeah, and it's like you get asked by, I think, Naveen or whatever, I don't remember. It's just like, oh, why are you doing this? And your two options are either for that character or for the city. And it's also like, you're new to the city. So it's like you don't have a clear connection motivation to either answer. And I'm like, I don't know. I'm here. I'm doing it because I'm being told to by the game.
Yeah. But yeah, it's one where overall, Pokemon Legends EA, fine.
Yeah. Like I said, I already see the light at the end of the tunnel. I'm going to have fun while playing it because it's a new Pokemon game. I will never touch this game again. That's what it's going to be for me up front, because that's just what it is.
Yeah. Unfortunately, this game is kind of shining a spot on the fact that Pokemon non-mainline games, like non-new generation games, shouldn't be taken as seriously, or you shouldn't expect as much, which is unfortunate, because that just means that we're kind of settling for the quality that we have with this game. which, like we said, if you're a Pokemon fan, you're gonna find enjoyment out of the game. If you're not a Pokemon fan and you're looking to jump into it, you'll probably have fun for a couple hours and then decide you don't want to play the game anymore.
Quite possible.
So it's one where the game is fine, but I don't like where it's leaving non-mainline Pokemon games. Because yeah, you could say this is technically categorized as a mainline Pokemon
In
game.
Pokemon's eyes, yeah.
It is considered a mainline Pokemon game, but when the general Pokemon fandom talks about mainline games, we're talking about Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3.
Yeah.
And we would consider the next mainline Pokemon game Gen 10.
Correct.
Which means the next
It's just how our brain is wired.
The next Legends game, the next offshoot game, whatever it is, we're gonna have lower expectations for it to be able to get as much enjoyment out of it.
Correct. Yeah. No. Potential hot take for people. I don't know, because like again, it is categorized as a mainline game. I view both Legends games in the same realm of how I view Pokemon Coliseum and XD Gala Darkness. Fine standalone games.
Yeah,
great time. You'll have fun. You'll have fun playing the game.
Well, I categorize all of those games in the same way that I would say, like, Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee were.
Yeah, true.
They are Pokemon games, but they are not the main. They are not why I'm a Pokemon fan.
Yeah, it's the trademark generation games, turn-based combat, et cetera, et cetera. Not the gimmicky stuff. While you enjoy it on occasion, it's not the main thing you're here for.
Yeah.
Yep. Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
But yeah, it's one where we'll see if my opinion changes when I finally just manage to beat the game. But it's one where, for right now, it's fine.
Yeah. No, it's fine, and it will be fine. That's it. Let me shout out some merch, and we'll talk about the better game that came out this month. Let's shout out Sparky3shop.com. Go pick up some merch. Go pick up one of our hats or one of our shirts or the hoodie we got over there. We are approaching, fall and winter, so good time to grab the hoodie. Head over there and pick up the 10 out of 10 is a good game shirt. Do better, unprofessional, or any of the little avatar heads we've got, as well as the bee. And we'd appreciate that support. Thank you so much. And now to talk about the better monster game that came out this month, Digimon Story Time Stranger. Finally getting to talk about it weeks after the fact, because I've been on break. You're almost done with it at this point. I mean, how much are you loving this game?
It's actually kind of interesting, my relationship with the game. When I started the game, I was very high on it. And then I was very down on it for a little while. I was very not enjoying my time for a little while.
So I'm still at the point where I'm loving it.
Well,
I haven't got hit hard yet.
At the point that you're at, I was already kind of in a down state.
Okay, because I'm still having fun at the moment.
I don't know what it was. I was kind of down on it for a little while. But then it's like it hit another point. Like this all happened within like maybe a 10-hour stretch where like I was super high on the game, then I was real down on the game, and I was back up high, and I've been high ever since.
Okay.
Well, until now, because now I'm grinding, and grinding is a whole different thing in the game.
Yeah.
But no, the game overall is great. It's a great iteration on the Digimon games from Cyber Sleuth Time and Hacker's Memory.
Hacker's Memory, yeah.
And so it's one where a lot of stuff is very much improved from those games. Couple back steps, but the overall experience is fantastic.
Right. The quality of life and all the improvements that was made can almost like allow you to look past the back steps.
Yeah, because it's like a lot of the quality of life stuff we kind of mentioned with the demo. It's being able to convert Digimon, Digivolve,
all on the spot,
swap everything out,
so great.
Wherever you are, whenever you want to. Fantastic to be able to do that. The farm is improved as well. I don't know if you've interacted with the farm much.
I've had to get some training done recently.
In the old games, or in the old games like Cyber Sleuth and that, farms were weird because you had like 5 farms, and you could only put like, I think like 8 or 10 on each farm, and then you just had to cycle between the farms depending on what you wanted to do. In Time Stranger, it's all one farm, but they can store up to 30 Digimon, and there's a whole like decoration part of the farm that you can do if you want to. I never interacted.
It
with
doesn't do anything.
It doesn't do it.
Yeah.
It's just if you want to do it.
If you want to change stuff up, yeah.
And then like story wise, it's hard to talk about with this game because this game is
very story heavy.
It is. Well, it's very story heavy. And I mean, it's not spoilers. We all knew this going into it. This is a fucking timey-wimey game.
Yep.
And man, it is definitely a time travel game.
Yep. Right out of the gate.
It is a time travel game. It's one where it makes it feel a bit awkward at times. Because you do, maybe slight spoiler, you do revisit a lot of pretty much every location just at different points in time.
Mm-hmm.
So it is interesting to see kind of changes that happen there. But one of the things about like Digimon Story Time Stranger is we were talking a little bit story wise about like Pokemon Legends and that. Man, story wise, just like overall story wise, the difference there, wild. Because in Digimon, it's like we are very quickly introduced to potential civil war.
Yep.
Like different political structures and factions from both sides that we have to deal with, and it is like throughout the game you see like a ton of different characters and how they evolve throughout time. It's actually kind of crazy. We're like even characters you'll see do like little side mission. Little at the time you may be like, this is a little bullshit side mission. 30 hours later, you're dealing with them again, and they're a totally different person.
Yep.
Or a totally different Digimon, really. But yeah, it is story wise. A lot happens. A lot happens very quickly, but it is a lot of fun. Having a great time with it. One of the things in this game, and we kind of talked about it before the game came out when they first mentioned it. Man, they introduced personalities in this game.
Oh yeah.
Fucking personalities.
Yeah.
There's a couple things that in a future Digimon game I would love to see that would be just small little changes. One of them would be I'd love a change to the personality thing, because in the agent trees, a lot of everything's tied to personalities of what your Digimon are.
Mm-hmm.
One of the big things is you get unlocks to make stat requirements for Digimon go down. Or you have to have less stats to be able to digivolve to higher forms.
Yeah, like if you got to have, let's say, 600 attack, for example.
You can, for each set of personalities, because there's 4 sets of them for 16 personalities, you can get it down to 20. You only need 20% of the stat requirements. But that's 20% stat requirements if your Digimon matches the personality that it's digivolving to. What I would like to see in the future is just be an across the board thing. So it's like when you get those, if you were able to unlock that, it would just be 80% reduced stat requirements across the board, so you didn't have to worry about the personality thing. Personality thing would be great to be tied to their ability like it is right now, but not have the personality tied to the stats. That would be great. But that's like a minor thing with me right now. That's just an annoying thing when you're trying to get everything like in the end game where you're trying to set everything up exactly how you want it to be. It's a little tedious, but it's one where playing through the game, playing through the story up until I got to that point, it wasn't an issue. But now it's just one where as I'm going through and trying to finalize my team to finish out the game, I'm looking at it, I'm like, damn it, I guess I got to go to the farm real quick and change my personality.
Right.
But yeah. But yeah, for you having less time, I'm assuming you're just having a great time right now.
Yeah, no, I'm having a blast. So to put it in context for you of where I'm at, I am back on Earth. Digimon just evolved.
Okay.
That's where I'm at. To put it in context, that's where I stopped at Wednesday night before I went to bed. So no, I mean I've been having a great time because of the story. I love what you talked about with all like getting a very quickly established to like the different factions and the Civil War building and the constant like reminders that hey, whatever you're dealing with right now, this is probably what's leading to like this destroyed future, whatever that you see right out of the gate at the game.
Yeah.
So trying to get this unraveled, the mystery of like, and all these anomalies like Agiomon and Inori, like who are being called anomalies here. Like I'm loving the story. I love the back and forth. I love the constant like like plot twists of like what's to come, and I'm expecting some good ones to come later on too. Like, I'm expecting some really good ones.
A lot of plot twists in the
Can't wait. That's all I need to know. I can't wait.
A lot of plot twists.
Yeah, no, I mean with where I'm at, man, with Agiomon just evolving, like I still feel like I'm just barely scratching the surface of the game.
I got a question for you. How were boss fights for you so far?
Uh, there's been some that's been kind of tough, but I mean for the most part, I've been able to get through them without wiping. I haven't wiped yet, so I mean that's been good.
'Cause
Um,
the further and further you get in the game, man, boss fights don't fuck around.
yeah, no, there was one boss fight that I had that I did get through. I had to do some revives here and there and stuff, but and after the boss fight, I was talking to Tyler about this because he asked me a question because he's playing Ghost of Yotei and he's like 20 hours in, and he asked me, he's like, "Is it bad of me to do this?" And I'm like, "Absolutely not." After that boss fight in particular, I don't remember who it was. I did drop the difficulty down to story. I really don't give a shit. I'm like 3 weeks behind on this game. I just want to get through it, and enjoy it. I want to play Pokemon. I want to play Ghost of Yotei. I want to play Dispatch soon. I want to play Metroid Prime. I want to play Trails from You. So I was like, I don't give a shit. Bump it down just because he bumped his difficulty down on Ghost of Yotei down to like the lowest. He's like, I just want to play the game, and I'm like, there's nothing wrong with that, dude.
I was gonna say
nothing wrong with that.
I'll never judge anyone for that because, like I've said before, there's games like if I'm playing a game on a harder difficulty, it's because I'm enjoying playing it on the harder difficulty.
Yeah, right. You're enjoying the combat or whatever.
If there is ever a point where I'm like, I don't see the point in it. It's like when I was playing Hell Is Us.
Yeah, true.
It's like I bumped it down because I was like, this game's not about combat.
Yeah.
It's like
nothing wrong with it.
It's like I don't ever see an issue with it.
Listen, my days of legendary runs with every skull on are behind me, brother. Those days are behind me. I am here just to have a good time and finish games.
Yeah. It's like it is one where I've had boss fights where there's times where I'll go into a boss fight and I don't know what the boss is.
Oh yeah, true. You'll have the wrong lineup.
I'll get into the fight, see what it is, and I'll just hold that RB to give up, and I will reload right back to my autosave right before the fight, and then I will reconfigure my team.
Yep.
And I will go back in.
Yeah, no, I've got stuck in that situation a couple times where I get in here and I'm like, what is this dude? Ah, crap! I am not prepared for this one. My bench is prepared for it, but I am not.
There was one boss fight that I did. I don't remember who it was. Man, I was telling you about this. It was a 45-minute long fight.
Giving you the business
because I went into the fight the first time, started getting absolutely bodied because I was like, I didn't know who I was going to be fighting.
Right.
Or I didn't know this was going to be a fight. And so I went back to it, and I spent like 10 minutes looking through my entire box, because I have my main my main three plus my reserve. They're usually just who I like running around with.
True.
But then I always keep my boxes like updated with like as high. That's part of what I've spent so much time on is like keeping my box full of a bunch of different ultimates at the time, or now megas and mega pluses and everything. So I'm like, I have everything ready to go pretty much. So it's like they may not be leveled up, but a lot of times I don't need them to be leveled up. Or it's like I can get through it without them being leveled up. I don't. It's like I'm here. I'm gonna try to just force my way through it.
Right.
So I went into one fight against. It was like right when I got megas, but I didn't have a bunch of good megas yet. So it's like I showed up to a boss fight and I looked at it and I went, so how am I was like, how do I guarantee to get through this fight? I was like, okay, well, I'm gonna I'm gonna have I'm gonna have like my supports in here that are resistant to his damage, and then I'm gonna bring this guy in, and this guy's job is he will never die because he cannot take damage from any of the attacks that he does. So it's gonna be a long fight, but I'm guaranteed to win.
We'll get through
And
it.
it's like that's been my strategy for the most part in some of these later fights. Is just I'll outlast you. It's like I haven't taken the time to I'm now trying to. I haven't taken the time to max out a team or like have fully maxed out, max level, max stats or anything. I'm working on it now, but it's one where I never did it before. So it's like a lot of my fights were really long
Yeah.
and some of them really difficult, and then some of them it was just I'm guaranteed to win because you cannot deal any damage to me. So I've got the night to burn. So we're gonna do this. And that's been some of my fights.
Right.
But it is one where the boss fights, for the most part, super cool, super cinematic. Uh but yeah, they scale incredibly difficult, like to incredible difficulty. Uh if you're not taking the time to fully max out or fully dedicate a team around it. Like if you're not looking for the strongest thing and you're just playing with what you want, boss fights are going to be rough.
I'll keep that in mind because I'm definitely playing with stuff that I want.
Oh yeah, I mean I did it the entire time.
Yeah.
There's been like one fight where it was that fight where I was like, normally I wouldn't use you until I digivolved you, but you're in.
Yep.
So it was one where I was like, yeah, sometimes you do what you got to do.
Just gotta make it, man.
I've had a couple fights where I was like, wasn't planning on using these guys yet, but your time to shine is now.
Right.
I've gone into fights like fairly late story fights with like level 1. I just digivolved him for the fight and I didn't go grind or anything, and I'm like, probably gonna take a while, but I'm here.
Yep. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like now, like I said, now I'm working on grinding. Now I'm working on getting everything up, but that's a whole different thing.
Yeah, which you could just buy the DLC and make it faster.
That speaking of that has been a bit of a controversy with the game.
Yeah,
because this Digimon Story Time Stranger released with a $100 edition and a $120 edition, but then they also came out with a day one DLC that was not included in either of them.
Correct.
That includes an outer dungeon for gold, an outer dungeon for XP, and an outer dungeon for materials. I don't know that the materials is necessary, but gold and XP gold is whatever. I've never really felt hard up for gold. But the XP, I'm kind of hard up for XP. Grinding without the DLC kind of sucks. There's never really been good points to do a lot of grinding in the game, like in Cyber Sleuth. Cyber Sleuth you could grind whenever you want to do, and then like you had breakpoints where you had very good opportunities to grind.
Mm-hmm.
This game grinding has been very rough, but it is what it is. I don't need to grind them out like I am right now. I'm just doing it because I want to.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of, I don't think I need to do it. So it's kind of on me for going through and doing it right now. But I wanted to do it. I want to have my team. I want to have my cool Mega Pluses maxed level and everything when I go in and finish the game. That's what I want to do. So I'm working on it. It's gonna take me a little bit of time.
But you're
goddamn is it slow. But I'm gonna do it.
He's determined not to get the DLC.
At this point I'm too far in.
Yeah, you're too committed.
I'm too committed to it at this point. It was one where I thought about buying it early on, but that was at the point where I was still blasting through everything.
Mm-hmm.
And it was probably like 2/3 the game where I started to hit roadblocks.
Mm-hmm.
For how I was playing it and the Digimon that I wanted to use. So I was like, we'll see how far I can go. And now I'm to the point where I'm like, I don't have that much time left in the game. I'm just gonna suck it up.
Yeah, do the grind sesh in the background.
Yeah, which is basically what I've been doing. I've been running the game on auto in the background, doing the grinding.
Throw it on another monitor and just go let it go do its thing.
I was playing Arc Raiders for like 4 hours earlier. I closed Arc Raiders and I went, oh, I forgot this was still running.
Oh God. Overall, though, I mean, how would this game rank so far for like obviously big anticipation game here? Like how would it rank for you so far? Because for me, I'm having a blast. But I'm early. You're almost at the end. Did it meet your expectations?
Yes.
Okay.
I would say that it met my expectations. The downsides to it are the minor downsides, but they've compared to it, there was a period of time where I was playing this game where I'm like, I don't know if I can call this my favorite Digimon game.
Oh, okay. Might still be Cyber Sleuth.
Cyber Sleuth's really good.
Cyber Sleuth is great. Like, no knock on it. Cyber Sleuth's great.
There was a period of time where I was adamant that Cyber Sleuth was better because I prefer Cyber Sleuth over Hacker's Memory as well.
Yeah, no, I do too. Hacker's Memory is cool for a few things, but Cyber Sleuth's still better.
Yeah, it's still the much better game. And it's one where the ending might sway me for this game when I actually roll credits on it.
Mm-hmm.
Because this game is way heavier in story than Cyber Sleuth was.
Mm-hmm.
So the ending sequence might sway me pretty heavily because goddamn has the lead up to the ending been cinematic as fuck.
Nice, can't wait.
So very excited to get through there. I'd say rating wise right now I'm sitting at about a 9.
Love it.
I'm sitting about a 9. And expectation wise I was coming into this expecting this to be a 9 or a 10 for me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of right where I expected it to be. So I'm very happy with the time I put in the game so far. I've got some time left into it. It depends on how much I really want to dedicate to grinding, and fully maxing out like everyone that I want to. We'll see how that goes because I have a lot of the ones that I want that are being worked on right now. Got a few more to do. So we'll see how much if I decide to fully max out everyone.
Right. Nice.
But from there, it's just clean up side quests and then beat the game.
Nice. No, I'm excited to see how the rest of the story goes out because, like, for me, the biggest hook for me is just the story. I'm having a great time with the narrative of it. I'm loving everything about the whole time travel elements and I'm seeing the signs of certain things, you know what I mean? Of like, all right, this is gonna be kind of neat. So I'm excited to see how it could play out. If you're telling me everything leading up to the ending is cinematic as hell, I can't wait. I can't wait. Like the part that I'm at, I thought was so hype. Like the part that I got to, and I'm like, oh, this is cool as hell.
Non-spoiler wise, but you remember at the end of the demo with the big fist.
Yep.
Coming out through there.
Yep.
We got a full on, really well done cutscene of that sequence.
Oh, yes.
Of like
that's great.
That sequence
happening again. Bigger. Okay, cool.
And it is fucking cool.
Okay, cool. No, I can't wait. No,
because that's one where it's like the game starts out and it's like, oh, that's the end of the game.
Yes, yeah. Oh, there's the end.
It's like that's what we're leading to.
Yeah. Now let's rewind the clock a little bit, hop around a little bit, and we'll get back there. We're just gonna give you a little teaser, a little taste of what's to come. No, I mean, for me, it's been great, man. It's hit my expectations so far. I don't know if I'll pick it back up tomorrow. I'm probably gonna play Pokemon more tonight, but I might hop back on it tomorrow and get going again.
Yeah, I would almost say do your Pokemon stuff, and then
that's kind of what I'm thinking.
I would
finish Pokemon.
I would almost say like go back to Digimon when you can really settle in for just Digimon.
Yeah, see that's kind of where I'm at right now. It's because You know, again, while Pokemon is underwhelming, yes, but having fun because it's Pokemon and it's new. Since it's I just look. I get addicted to Pokemon games. I love Pokemon. Pokemon's awesome. I get addicted to it even if it's a 7 out of 10 game. So you know, I was kind of already thinking that too of like, oh, let me just knock out ZA because I'm never playing this game again.
Yeah.
I will never play ZA again. I can already tell. But I'm gonna have fun with it my one time.
The other thing is once you really start hitting a little bit further where you on story wise stuff with Digimon, you're not gonna want to turn away from it.
All right, yeah, I probably better finish ZA then. Get my ZA fix, get my Pokemon because I have been in a Pokemon itch leading up to ZA, and I was trying not to play other games in prep for ZA. So I need to finish scratching the itch and then get back to ZA because you know once I'm gonna get back to Time Stranger because after Time Stranger that's when I'm going to Ghost of Yote. So I'm trying to finish Time Stranger before Thanksgiving break for me because Thanksgiving staycation I got going on that's gonna be Ghost of Yote time as well as Dispatch because all of Dispatch will be out by then. Maybe Hyrule Warriors, but probably not. That'll probably be a way later pickup. But either way. All right, let's shout out some Rogue Energy. Use our referral link down below, promo code Sparky3 to get 10% off your order. It does not matter if they have a better sale going on. If you use their referral link, you're still helping out the brand. You don't have to use our promo code. It's all good. But still use their referral link just to go check out everything they got going on with the hydration, the chill, or the energy cans, or the powder. The promo code and the referral link works for all of it and helps us, and we'd really appreciate their support. Again, go over to Rogue Energy, promo code Sparky3, 10% off. Hey, shout out to Arc Raiders.
I was going to say, I mentioned it briefly there. Arc Raiders is currently doing its
little play test
before full release server slam test, and I was very excited when they announced this because it's a game that I was pretty sure I was going to end up picking up mainly. It's like mainly just because like buddy of mine's super excited for it. He's been really looking forward to it. Really been trying to get me into extraction shooters for a long time.
Yeah, I saw the three of you playing earlier.
Yeah, but it's one where historically I don't enjoy extraction shooters as much. Like I've tried Tarkov, didn't click with me. I tried Cycle, I've tried a couple other things. The only extraction game I really got into was Dark and Darker. But it's a completely different playstyle and everything.
Right.
Arc Raiders, I'm having a blast with. I'm really enjoying it. I've been playing it, I wouldn't say nonstop, but I've been playing it a lot more than I would normally play a game like this for this weekend since the test has been going on. And it's like a lot of it is like you can't progress very far. Everything's limited for the test, but just hopping in, learning the map that we have, running around, learning layouts, getting into gunfights and stuff, having an absolute blast with it. I think part of it is because one thing is with these extraction shooters, there's always like quest lines and stuff that you have to go through to really progress and get a lot of upgrades in that. The ones for Arc Raiders seem a lot more streamlined isn't the right word, but it's the word I'm going to use because it's a lot more of here's some stuff it's like here's some niche things that are in the game we're going to teach you about that are real quick to do. And other than that, it's like here's some stuff you're probably going to be doing anyway. Just here's a quest for it type stuff. So the questing has been like you don't feel like you're falling behind, which I usually end up falling behind pretty easily on a lot of the quests and stuff in the game. So then you feel like you're super far behind in that. Also, getting resources and stuff really, really easy, really simple. It's a simplified kind of system. But yeah, also just like the maps look great so far. Just about everywhere I've gone has felt pretty rewarding for most runs that I've done. And they're like the runs overall are shorter. So the way that the runs work is a map server opens up. I don't know how many people can load into it per map, but the map is open for like 30 minutes. And you can load into it at you can load into it from the beginning of the map, or you can load into it towards the end of the map. And then you go around the map. There's They call them arc enemies. They're like little drones and stuff that fly around and will attack you. There's various like larger ones that are like more difficult enemies and stuff like that. And then of course there's other players in there.
Right.
Uh,
PvP, PvPvE, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the core gameplay loop is you drop in, or it's like you spawn in, you run around, you loot, and then you go to an extraction site and try to get out. So you run around, loot, fight, and leave, and then gather your materials up afterwards, craft some new stuff, go back in, run it again. And so far, it's been super enjoyable. Probably one of the more fun times I've had in an extraction game so far. So it's one where I'm glad they did the test because like I said, I was probably gonna buy it, but I'm glad I got to test the game first. Because I thought I would enjoy it. I didn't think I was gonna really enjoy it like this. It's a lot more fun than I was expecting to have. But yeah, so far, like I said, a lot of fun. Man, some of the gunfights you get in this game are wild.
Mm-hmm.
We've had because I've mostly I've played the entire time with either a group of 2 or 3, and maximum you can go into is with 3. And we've been going in, and man, sometimes we just go in and we're planning on just grabbing a few materials and getting out, or checking out some places on the map we hadn't been to yet. And 30 seconds into the game, we're in a 4-team fight, trying to figure out what's going on,
Right.
and
trying to make it.
And when you win those, man, it's one of the best feelings.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's Arc Raiders. If you have the opportunity to play it this weekend, I think the test goes until the 22nd. I think
so. That's like Tuesday or something.
It's 20th or 22nd. I think
it's like Tuesday. I think Tuesday or Wednesday.
I could be wrong on that. But if you're listening to this, and I would go check and see if it's available. If you've heard about it and weren't sure if it's your thing, perfect time to jump in.
Mm-hmm.
It's like it's not too high stakes because, like I said, everybody's on a level, pretty much a level playing field, because you're limited by the tiers that you can craft. It's all like tier 1 stuff that you can actually craft. There's like tier 2, tier 3 stuff that you can find in the first map, but it's pretty rare. But it's one where it's worth checking out because as someone, like I said, as someone who doesn't typically enjoy extraction shooters that much, man, this one has been easy to jump into, easy to learn, and at this point, I'm looking forward to the 31st when the game comes out, because then I'll be hopping in and playing it quite a bit.
Yeah,
I'm really excited for other maps too.
Yeah, so you'll have that, and you'll also have your Tales remaster. You'll have your single player and your multiplayer, new games at the same time.
Yeah, and Tales, I've like I've like I said, I've got my pre-order physical edition coming in.
Yep.
So it's one where when it comes in, I might not hop into it immediately because that's one of those ones I can also set on the back burner and be like, that is just a good time that I know is gonna be a good time when it comes around to it.
Right.
But yeah, Arc Raiders, highly recommend giving it a check. Check out if you can during this Server Slam test. It comes out in like a week and a half.
Mm-hmm.
So if you know you like extraction type games, man, this is a great one to jump in on.
Nice.
Super simplified. It's like one of the other things is there's kind of a low stakes way to play the game too, because it is an extraction shooter. So anything you bring in, if you die, you lose everything. But they also have you can load into a game with a free loadout many times as you want to. So you'll load in with a random set of gear, you like a random lower tier set of gear, so like tier 1 gear in that. The only thing is with your tier 1 gear, you don't have a safe pocket, which a safe pocket is just, it's an inventory space that if you put something in there, even if you die, you keep it.
Yeah.
So
makes sense.
They have, like I said, free loadouts. You can load in as many times as you want to. There's no cooldown on it, so you could load in with a free loadout over and over and over again if you wanted to. But it's one where I did a few free loadout runs until I had a few additional materials for crafting and that, and I was like, all right. And I've just been running my loadouts ever since because I have enough stuff. I get enough stuff every run to where even if I die a few times in a row, I've got more than enough materials to keep going.
Mhm.
So it's been a blast. Really looking forward to the game coming out now.
You know, the one main positive to hear about this, because obviously I'm not an extraction shooter guy. I don't play a lot of multiplayer games in general. But like the one huge takeaway for me as someone that just follows gaming is that it sounds like Arc Raiders is going to be able to like firmly place its flag in the genre that's very heavily dominated by Escape from Tarkov.
Well, yeah.
That's kind
Well,
of the big
that's the
vibe
thing.
I'm
It's
getting.
like the space is kind of empty right now
Yeah,
because the only real extraction shooter that stood the test of time is Tarkov,
yeah,
and it's got its hardcore player base. But it's like people play Tarkov and they want something a little easier to play, and Arc Raiders is way easier to play.
there
It's
you
way
go.
easier to jump into. It's way easier to learn. Uh, and I was talking to a buddy of mine that has been a huge Tarkov player, and it's like one of the things he said is it seems like the team for Arc Raiders understands the fun of the jump out play style.
Hmm.
You jump in, you run around, you loot, or you run around looking for fights. And you get in, you get out. Where Tarkov, there's a lot of additional kind of tension that you have with like all of their hyper realistic systems that you have to go through. Whereas Arc Raiders, very simplified, very easy to jump in, very easy to play the game. So it's one where it should be able to plant its flag very easily in the space and be there for a while.
Hmm. Nice, nice. Love to hear that. You know, the big thing about genres that are dominated by one is that it's always good to see something else come and like help further expand the genre. So, like, if Arc Raiders can do that for extraction shooters, and hey, shout out to all extraction shooter fans.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, just keep expanding the genre. Will Marathon ever do it? Probably not. But they're still gonna try apparently, even though they should probably just cancel the game at this point. I saw where it's like I think there's gonna be like a closed beta for the game for our marathon sometime soon. I'm like, I wonder how many people are gonna sign up for that.
Zero interest.
Yeah, no, they agree on that. They agree on that. You ready to hop to the weekly wrap up?
Sure.
All right, which is gonna kick off with the Pokemon League. So this is a pretty beefy one, but I'm gonna try to go through it as quickly as I can. So there was the Terra League 2 that took place this week with Pokemon, or like the end of last week or whatever. So I want to start off the whole segment and the clip of the video with you can pretty much go ahead and take everything from this as factual because everything got copyright struck by Nintendo with receipts that it was Nintendo that was breaching it. But also take everything with a grain of salt that everything that we're going to talk about, shout out, or whatever may not be what the final product is because this is like a little bit older,
Yeah,
right? Things change.
It's concept stuff.
Exactly. But it's all factual. This is all legit because like everything got copyright struck with receipts of it being all copyright struck. I want to save the Gen 10 stuff for last and I want to run through everything else first. So I guess for starters, let's start with some other info, random stuff. Gen 11 projected for 2030. There will apparently be no Unova remakes in Gen 10. Apparently, after Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl, the decision was made internally to make sure that remakes were properly taken care of going forward. Breaks my heart that Sinnoh had to be the one to fall on the sword for that. But at least remakes will get better love.
Yeah.
Because BDSP was crap. I've still yet to finish them. I don't care to finish them. So at least when the time comes and Unova does get a remake, hopefully it's going to be what we've been wanting, where it's black and white 1 and 2 all in one. Because that's what it needs to be up front. They're sequels. That's what needs to happen. Apparently, Gigantamax Nidoking was scrapped and probably Nidoqueen as well, because apparently the original Sword and Shield titles were King and Queen, was something that was toyed with. Legends and new gen games, something we talked about quite a bit just earlier with Pokemon Legends and just the new gens. Apparently, Legends is targeted at gamers digging deeper into action, worldview, and history, while new gen games are about the expansion of the franchise, targeting new players and long-term fans. So to circle back to the ZA talk conversation with the battle format that you're not a fan of, as long as that's the first iteration and they grow on it,
Yeah.
It's fine.
But that's what I'm having to view it as. Is like
Yes.
as long as the next one is a better version of what this is, I'm fine.
Yeah, no, a big agree. I thought this was really interesting. Apparently, Junichi Masada, who is, of course, one of the goats of Pokemon and was the creative director of basically everything up to Kalos, apparently he got banned from directing any future Pokemon games. That's why he hasn't been directing them since Gen 7, and apparently will not. According to all the internal documents, there was a very massive argument that took place during the Kalos development that had him banned from being any future directing. And if I'm going to have to take a ballpark guess here, because as you as a Kalos fan can agree, Kalos is the most shafted
It's
generation.
an unfinished game.
I am willing to bet you anything. The argument was Musada wanted to make sure Z happened, and the Pokemon Company said, no, we have to move on to Gen 7. Because obviously that Gen 7 caught us all by surprise.
Yeah.
And the Sun and Moon base games had like a bullshit Zygarde side quest that was clearly supposed to be Z.
Yeah. The Kalos region is an unfinished region.
Facts.
It's never gotten its conclusion.
Facts. There is a literal section of X and Y you can go like see with the power plant with text like, oh, you can't go there. That was clearly supposed to be like where a legendary was going to be. I think it's supposed to be Volcanion is where he was going to be at.
Yeah.
So I bet you anything this so-called argument was about Z versus Sun and Moon. I'm willing to bet you anything that's what it was.
Yeah, and good thing we moved on and got Sun and Moon at the time we did.
Yeah, shit, I know, right? The games that should just got pushed off to the Switch. They ran like crap. Alola is an awesome region. A lot of great Pokemon, but the games run terrible. The games run terrible.
You know how the other thing is? We couldn't get Z. It's like generations 1 through 6 are great. Generation 7, kind of ass.
See, I enjoy it if it ran better. I enjoy Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon if it ran better. I don't ever.
You're coming up to the point I was about to make. We can't get Z, but we get a half cooked Sun and Moon.
That's true.
That then we get a re-release of Ultra Sun and Ultra Moon to finish those games too.
Correct. Yeah, Sun and Moon could have just flat out been put off, done Z, and then done just Sun and Moon, which would have been Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, you know, and would have been fine.
They said we can't do that for Kalos, but we're gonna do that exact same thing that we told you we can't do for the next generation.
Yeah, no, it's ridiculous. And then I did kind of mention this earlier. Apparently, Scarlet Violet DLC ended up costing as much as Legends Arceus due to Scarlet and Violet not actually being designed with DLC in mind, which is kind of crazy considering how well Isle of Armor and Crown Tundra was for them. And there was apparently a bug that caused massive issues, and all Pokemon games going forward are being designed with DLC in mind. So, okay, whatever. A random little tidbit on Pokepia. Apparently, it started off as a Nintendo Switch 1 game, and it was a spiritual successor to Let's Go, but it was canceled and now revived for the Nintendo Switch 2. With Legends ZA, some random little tidbits here. Apparently riding Pokemon was originally set to be in the game. Go-Goat was going to be the one for ground travel, and like Lucario would be one to allow you to jump between buildings.
There's an NPC early on in the game that says, "I grew up riding a Go-Goat around the city."
Yeah.
It's like clearly riding
was supposed to be a thing.
Was supposed to be in the game.
Yeah. Apparently, the original gameplay style was going to be a 4v4 Splatoon shooter style. There was images of this and everything. And I looked at that. I'm like, they were really trying to do something different. Maybe that's why the one we got is kind of half-baked. Is because they had one thing already set and they had to pivot.
I'll take a half-baked one over that.
Right? Game originally had a lot more detail in like the buildings not being flat, but they had to scale it back due to performance.
It's because the city is one model.
Yeah, I know. And then... I'm sorry, John. I feel like this one would have been up your alley. I think this one would have been objectively a better game. The canceled Legends game that ultimately led to ZA being a thing. Canceled Legends game of Ho-Oh and Lugia.
You know how cool this would have been if it would have been like a back-in-time game?
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, you know how cool this would have been? We could have got the storyline of the tower being burned down and seeing the original 3 Pokemon that died in the fire.
Oh, it's funny you mentioned that because that's the story.
I know.
Yeah.
All I saw was the old Johto. I'm like, that's the story we've all wanted to play.
Yeah, no, that was so the plan was there would have been 2 games, Ho-Oh and a Lugia game. They were going to come out last year as part of the 25th anniversary of Gold and Silver of 2024. And it was set in a time before trainers existed. It's about a story about the origin of trainers. The protagonist has fallen through time and commands Pokemon and helps revive 3 Pokemon that were burned in the tower.
Would have been a great game.
Would have been awesome.
Way better than what we got.
Would have been so cool.
I love Kalos.
Yeah.
I love the Kalos region. Much would have preferred that game.
Yep.
That is a story I would have much preferred to play through.
And we'll probably never get it now.
We won't get it.
Yeah.
If anything, it'll be like a weird mini game type thing we'll get for like phones.
Right. The next Legends game also got leaked in all this, where it's going to be going back to Galar. Apparently, the inspiration is Xenoblade Chronicles X, which, funny enough, the image that was shared from all of this leak and documents was a literal screenshot of Xenoblade Chronicles X, and someone just crudely photoshopped something from Pokemon Sword and Shield on the character. It's like, this is my idea. And this is from the official Pokemon documents. And that was the pitch. So whatever. But it takes place 1,000 years in the past, and the focus is around the creation of the first Gigantamax ball. The current projected release is 2027 or beyond. It'll be a fine... I'll have fun with it one time. I can already tell. That is all I needed to read.
I couldn't care less.
That is all I needed to read to know I'm going to have fun with this one time and probably never play it again.
That is one where you are going to have to show me something exciting looking for me to care.
Yep. Now, the one that got a lot of people excited, the one that everyone has wanted and hoped for as long as Pokemon has been a thing since the 2nd generation, really the 3rd generation. The 2nd generation did do this. And that is a MMO where you travel to multiple regions. So the idea is that you are going from Hoenn to Sinnoh. So you are focusing on all of the Japan-based regions. So starting in Hoenn, you will go to Johto, you will go to Kanto. You will also take some pivot to Katakami, which is the Teal Mask DLC location, and then go in the game in Sinnoh. And this will be an actual online game. Its current target is 2028. This sounds too good to be true, and with it being Pokemon and the Pokemon Company, my expectations are pretty low, but I'm going to play it. I'm probably going to have fun, but my expectations are very low.
Yeah.
Very low.
You give me
aggressively low.
You give me that, I will be excited to see what it is.
Yes,
correct. I will not be excited that it'll be good. I will be excited to see their interpretation of what they think we want.
Yeah, exactly. Because this is what people have wanted.
But I would even if that wasn't great, I'd be more excited to play that than I am to keep playing ZA.
Yeah, no, exactly. No, it sounds too good to be true, but we need to temper expectations. It is the Pokemon Company. They still to this day, with what we see with ZA, have proven that they will cut corners. And especially when all the leaked numbers of the game costs came out, and it's nowhere near comparison to any sort of failure AAA games, and Pokemon is the biggest IP in the world. Expectations need to be low, but it should be at least a fine experience, because it's going to be cool to travel multiple regions again, something we have not done since Gen 2. And of course the Gen 2 remakes. It's something that's never been done besides those. So it will be really cool to do that. I am looking forward to it, but it's what you just said. I'm not excited. I'm just excited to see what their interpretation is and what they're going to do with it. Next up is Gen 10. We already have the name of the games, which in the process of all of this, apparently the logos of the games got leaked on 4chan like in January. Nobody caught it. And then it got shared in the midst of all of this leakage, and it did get copyright struck. So I guess it's all legit. The games are going to be called Wind and Wave. The original rumor for a while was it was going to be set in an archipelago over in Greece. And apparently that was one of the regions considered, as well as West Coast United States, Canada, Scandinavia. But ultimately the setting that we are going with is a Southeast Asia and Indonesia. So they're apparently, based on the internal documents, one thing that Pokemon and Nintendo really want to do is create a setting that hasn't been done and creating an approach that hasn't been done. So, like, normally we're starting off in a small town and you work your way up. In this game, you and your mom start off in a big city, a huge tourist city, and apparently you get this vacation package where you're going to this region now, and the region is very jungly, which a jungle has never been done in Pokemon. So I love nature. I love grass, wearing my shirt. So that sounds cool. I'm excited for that. There was also a lot of mechanic stuff that got leaked, like of how the waves look and stuff, actual gameplay related things, as well as diving underwater, because that will be a huge exploration element of the game, is underwater exploration. So the mechanic videos that got leaked of actual like in-engine looked pretty solid, because apparently this will be the first Pokemon game in a brand new development engine. So that's promising, at least. At least they're finally doing a new engine, Thank God for that. Apparently, the theme of the game is infinity. It is, the quote that is in the documents is play that continues infinitely, land that expands infinitely, evolution that holds infinite potential. So the idea around the game is that the game will never end, and islands of the game will continue to generate and generate over time, and no one thing will be the same. That sounds way too ambitious for Pokemon, in my opinion, but they could prove me wrong, and they could go well with it. I don't know.
Looks like they're trying to make a mainland Pokemon game, but somebody was playing too many roguelites.
Yeah, a little bit. The idea of the game is to procedurally generate new islands, so the region is infinite and constantly changes. Survival in the jungle is going to be one of the main themes of the game. Pokemon is aiming for that, just that big grand new setting. The island exploration, underwater exploration, and open world, there will be some slight MMO elements tied into the game to kind of set you up for the MMO, apparently. And this is, of course, set to come out next year, with DLC coming out in 2027. The evil team is a land development team that aims to destroy nature and expand land for profit. That lines up enough for Pokemon. That sounds like it works. That's fine. The new type of Pokemon in the game is going to be called a seed Pokemon. A seed Pokemon is an unevolved form. It's a Pokemon that no one has ever seen its evolved form. When it travels to an island that the legendary resides, it will evolve. Its evolved appearance is said to have infinite variations. So it's like you get one type of Pokemon that is called a seed Pokemon, and it could look 43 different designs in the game. Now, there is clarification in the documents that when this Pokemon gets transferred to home for future games or champions, it will always result back to its base form. They're not going to carry on this, whatever infinite forms it has will only be in this game. Let's see. The new gameplay mechanic is all going to be based around weather techniques. The professor of the region is researching the relationship between weather and Pokemon, which we already have weather-based stuff as it is. It's a core mechanic to like VGC and just general gameplay. We have a Pokemon that's all designed around weather with cast form, but I think diving into a full-blown mechanic could be interesting if depending on how they do it.
It depends on. We need to hear more about that to understand what they mean by
that. It will feature gyms as well as Titan and Lord Pokemon challenges. There's going to be 18 in total, one for each type, and apparently each challenge or gym will be inspired by sustainable development goals. So some examples is like no poverty, zero hunger, good health, well-being, quality education, etc. It's just a thing in the world, thing in the life. You can just go look it up. You kind of get context there. And the game will be kind of set up like Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where you could go straight to the final boss if you wanted to, but you're going to have a hell of a hard time with it. So not recommended. Like I said, brand new game engine, and they are aiming to have that mix of open world and MMO to prep for the MMO. And like I said, releasing 2026, DLC 2027. It sounds really cool. I guess we'll see on Pokemon Day. We'll see in a few months the first teaser of it.
It's one where I don't particularly like the overall description they have of it there. Maybe it plays better than they describe it.
Yeah.
You would hope that it plays better than they describe it.
Right.
Nobody wants to play Pokemon because and have it like infinitely go.
Mm-hmm.
Like we play Pokemon because we like Pokemon.
Yep.
We want to go through. We want to get our badges. We want to beat the Elite Four. We want to finish out the decks, and we want to shiny hunt for a little while, and then we want to move on.
Yeah. So everything about it to me sounds too good to be true, and with it being Pokemon, my expectations are aggressively low. aggressively low. But I don't know. I could be proven wrong. We'll see. I will also add, I did not include it in the just the shout outs and details, but if you want to go dive into the Terra League 2 more, there's also canceled plots for Scarlet and Violet, like original plans, as well as Sword and Shield. Just kind of like original ideas, as well as original region names, like game names. Like, dude, they had names like Dino and Robo was a legit like template name for Scarlet and Violet. So there's a lot of information on other gens, as well as full-blown story details that they had written for Sword and Shield and Scarlet and Violet. It's all fun to go read. I didn't view it enough to like go shout out in detail, but if you want to go read it, go check it out. Like I said, take everything here with a grain of salt, because everything could change based on the time frame of this leaked information. Was like 2022. It was anywhere from like 2021 to 2023 is all the general time range of all this information. But it's all legit because it all got copyright struck, including with receipts of that it was Nintendo that copyright struck it. So it's interesting stuff. It does kind of suck to have so much of Pokemon's future leaked like this, Like, I don't mind leaks for the. I say that, and it's like it's shitty for developers. I don't mind spoilers, is the better way to put it. But like if we're gonna get something leaked, man, I don't want to see the next like 10 years worth of shit.
Yeah, I'm generally not a fan of leaks.
Yeah, it's kind of a back and forth thing. I almost didn't want to talk about it on the show, but it was so big that I felt like it needed to be talked about.
It's more where like I'm also generally not a fan of spoilers, depending on it, but that's a changing topic for me depending on what it is.
Yeah.
But it's like leaks as well as like I really don't like leaks, but it's one where it's like sometimes you just like in this case you kind of just hope that like not that like I'm saying all of that's bad ideas, but you hope that that's just like concept stuff that they have that then by the time we actually see what it is going to be, it it catches us by surprise.
Right,
It's
right.
different enough to where we don't know exactly what it is.
Right.
But it's like the idea of Generation 10. We all expect Generation 10 to come out next year.
Mm.
The idea of a Pokemon, an official Pokemon Company MMO, it's a cool idea. We've all wanted it for a long time.
Yep.
It's like the idea of seeing that. It's like it sucks that the reveal is going to be a little less like
exciting.
It's going to be a little less shocking.
Yeah, yeah.
But the excitement now is seeing what that looks like to them.
Right. Yeah. Now, I can agree with all that because, like, I almost didn't want to put it in the show because it's like I hate how much was leaked, and it's like it's especially with just Pokemon because, like, the people who report on this, dude, I'll say it up, and everyone watching will probably agree. They are some of the cringiest individuals on the internet, where it's like their entire being is Pokemon leaks, and it's like, dude, relax. It's a video game franchise. It's the biggest IP in the world, yes, but brother, relax. Like go pick up a new hobby. Go do something else other than Pokemon. There's other games out there that are a lot of fun. Like go get into a book series. Go get into a movie series. Go learn how to knit. Don't make your entire being Pokemon. Relax. So it's like, when all this was coming out, like if you go look at the Gamestetic Twitter, which I am always on point with retweeting and sharing any news I come across at all times, I don't think I shared any of the leaks on the Gamestetic Twitter just 'cause it's like I didn't want to. I was following it all when I was coming home the other day, and I was just like, yeah, it's all cool. It's cool to hear and cool to see. It's like I don't want to share it. I almost don't want to talk about it. But I feel obligated to an extent. So I don't know. I mean, what's your thoughts on the leaks? I want to know. There's a lot of stuff that came out of it. All right, next thing also that's come out in the last couple of weeks is some reports that apparently Xbox has canceled their next hardware generation, which then Xbox did come out and say that is not true because, hey, look, we had a partnership with AMD. And I will stand by what I said all along. There will 1000% be another Xbox piece of hardware coming out for the next generation and will be labeled as a console. I stand by that. But I also stand by it very well could be the last one labeled as a console. I think that is a very strong possibility. I also think it's possible they could just go into the PC market and just make Xbox branded PCs,
I
and
don't
you
think
start targeting a PC market.
I don't think they're gonna do that because there's too much variance in the PC market.
Yeah.
They don't want to create something that can't run anything, but if to create something that will run everything to satisfy PC users is going to be too expensive.
Yeah.
I stand by what I said I think will happen. I agree with you. There will be another Xbox piece of hardware.
Yep.
It may be the last one that's branded
Yep.
as an Xbox. I fully expect them to continue making some sort of hardware, but it be a more minimal hardware, and they do away with calling it an Xbox. I fully expect them to embrace it and call it Game Pass.
Yep. Just dive into that, dive into Microsoft gaming, whatever the case, whatever it's
Yeah.
going to be.
It's like call it it's like, and just label it as your Game Pass machine.
Yep. Yep. So I don't know. It was an interesting conversation that came out. Xbox actually responded to it in a kind of hilarious way of like, hey, we just signed this deal with AMD, right? That just happened like a month or two ago. We're still going to make hardware. But, I think one thing that's been really alarming is seeing all the retailers completely pull Xbox stuff out of stores and online. Like Costco has put everything on clearance. Target has gotten rid of all Xbox physical games and don't really sell stuff. Walmart's starting to do it too. Best Buy, like they're leaving stores.
Well, I mean, it's one where yeah, it's all happening at once, but it is also one of those where it's like
Failed generation.
how long can a store realistically reserve the space for that when they're not making money off of it?
Correct.
It's like it's just one where once someone makes the decision to start doing it, everybody feels like, okay, someone else has done it, we can do it now.
Yeah, correct. The next thing I've got, which took place, I think, like a week or so, it was about probably almost 2 weeks ago at this point, but I still want to shout it out, is that EA has officially gone private alongside some Saudi investors. In this whole deal for them to go private and go with this new investment company and these certain investors, they have now racked up, and this is a correct number. I did not mistake the B the B for an M. $20 billion in debt. Oh my God. So here's the thing about this that everyone's worried about, because there was a lot of doom and gloom that I saw all over Twitter, which is all fair doom and gloom, because all of my Twitter was all designated and dedicated towards Mass Effect and BioWare. Very fair, very valid, especially after Dragon Age, the Veilguard. My thought on what's going to happen is I don't think they're going to immediately necessarily go into studio closures. I think for the properties and the studios that can make them money, they're going to sell off.
Well, yeah,
it's going to be the same thing that happened.
They're not going to close it. They're going to piecemeal it out and sell it off for everything they can.
Yeah, it's going to be the same thing that happened when Embracer Group bought all of Square Enix's Western-based studios. Is they closed some that they wouldn't make any money from, and they kept the ones they thought they would make money for.
It's like they're properties that they don't want to, that they're not going to want to deal with, or that they're not going to do anything with, but they think they can get money for. They're going to sell. Anything else, they're just going to. It's like things that they don't think they can do anything with, and they don't think are worth money. Those will get closed.
Correct.
But if anything that they see, anything that they're not going to use that they can get money for is going to be sold off.
Yep.
They bought it for a specific set of like games, and that is what their focus is. Anything other than that, they are going to get rid of it.
Yep. Which, at this point, the hope for me is that BioWare gets sold off. I mean, that's the hope for me. Because I think when it comes to EA, I think your sports games and your Battlefield, I think your shooter stuff, that's safe and fine. Nothing will happen to those. I think everything else with that amount of debt is potentially on the chopping block. And in my mind, go ahead and just let BioWare be bought by somebody who will maybe let BioWare be BioWare, and we don't have a Dragon Age to Veilguard situation. Like, that's my mindset. So I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Everyone that has doom and gloom, like, again, my Twitter was filled with doom and gloom on Mass Effect, because that's just how my Twitter was kind of set up for during that process. Try to stay positive. Let's just hope that maybe someone will buy them, like a Sony. I'd even take an Xbox. I saw one of the original directors of the trilogy think that he thinks even Amazon could potentially pick them up. We'll see what happens. Let's just let it play out. We did get an announcement for a new Avatar game, Avatar Legends: The Fighting Game. It is a working title, don't worry. Announced for summer 2026. Gonna have 12 players at launch, single player campaign, and quote best in class netcode and crossplay. So cool. Another fighting game potentially you can see at Evo next year. So that based on Avatar: The Last Airbender. So cool. Some random Expedition 33 news. Hey, we got a free update coming. Pretty excited for that. That's gonna be fun. It's going to have a new playable area, enemy encounters, boss battles for late game players, costumes, text and UI localizations, and more to be revealed. They also said the game has sold over 5 million units, but I am excited for a free update with a new area and stuff. I saw based on I think like the image graphic that Sandfall shared for it, it looks like it could focus potentially on like Verso and SKA early adventures, which that'd be cool. But either way, hey, free update for Expedition 33. Love to see it. Can't wait. Involving the movie, I thought this was really funny. Apparently, Glenn Powell has expressed interest in starring in the film. And when Charlie Cox was immediately asked about that, Charlie said, well, there goes my part then. Saying that Glenn would play Gustav, which that is probably the only thing that Glenn Powell could probably play is Gustav. Charlie was once again asked about the game. As per normal, it's an ongoing meme. He said I'm so excited to play this game, but I haven't yet. I'm quite nervous about it because I've met a lot of fans who have boasted about how quickly they managed to complete it, which the quickest I've heard is like 50 something hours. So I'm probably not going to complete it, but the short answer is I don't actually know what the story is other than I die, and I hope they make the movie. So hopefully he plays it at some point. He's going to keep getting asked about it until he does. So he needs to just go ahead and just watch a playthrough, play the game, something, because he's going to keep getting asked about it. Let's see. Hey, Dragon Ball FighterZ is getting another DLC, even though it was supposed to be done, apparently. It's getting Super Saiyan 4 Goku Daima. So shout out to that.
The game's wacky as fuck right now.
Is it?
They got like a bunch of patch notes that changed some stuff. Game's wacky right now.
Okay, good.
I've watched a little bit of it, and man, people are. They had the "you can have fun now" patch.
Right. Okay. All right. Shout out. Let's see. Next up, Rockstar recently updated Red Dead Redemption 2's description on Steam. It's likely prep for a PS5 and Xbox X remaster, as well as just a general remaster of the game. The same thing happened with Oblivion before it's revealed. I also want to note that I did see that Nate the Hate did confirm the existence of it. He just doesn't know when it's coming out. And usually when Nate says something, he doesn't say it unless he knows for sure, because he is very picky, choosy on what he throws out there. So, I mean, it makes sense. I've been saying it forever. I mean, it's going to happen eventually. It's just a matter of when. Will it happen before the end of the year? I guess realistically, maybe, because you had GTA first of next year. So I guess realistically, it could be like a December or January title. I don't know. Either way, I'll play it again when it comes out. There's also a report that Halo Combat Evolved Remake is in development by Virtuos Studios, who did Oblivion. And I think here in a week, we have Halo Championships. And I think Halo Studios is revealing whatever they've been working on. I think that's right.
I don't know.
So I'm probably going to be revealed there if I had to guess.
We've already had a Combat Evolved remake.
That was my first thought too, is that already happened. Now we're getting another one.
It's like you have other games that you can remake.
I agree. Minecraft 2 movie set for July 23rd, 2027. And Sonic Rumble is arriving in November, which that's the Fall Guys Sonic game. So it'll be on mobile and stuff. It'll be free to play. I'll play it, whatever. It'll be fun. All right, that's all I had for the weekly wrap up. You got anything?
Nope.
All right. Gamestetic Game of the Week. Who's going to do it? I don't remember who did it last. I genuinely don't remember.
I got none.
You don't got nothing. All right. I don't really have anything either. So this might be one of those mail-in weeks where I pick something super, super basic. So yeah, I'll just do that. I don't care. When Zach comes back, it's his turn. He gets 3 weeks in a row when he comes back. All right. Let's see. I was not prepared. All right, there we go. Gamestetic Game of the Week. I'm going to mail it in this week with one of my favorite games of all time and my favorite game in this franchise. I talked about it earlier when I talked about Super Nintendo World, so screw it. I was not prepared for Gamestetic Game of the Week. We're going to do Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess. This game, don't need to dive onto it. This is probably one of the shorter ones because there's not a lot to talk about, because if you know what this game is, it's a Zelda game. It's great. This is my personal favorite Zelda game still. For a brief second, I debated, was Tears of the Kingdom going to beat it out, but ultimately no. Twilight Princess is the one Zelda game that I revisit the most. I love the dark and grittiness of it. I think Midna's an incredible character. Zant is an incredible character. The return of Ganondorf. Every single temple in this game is phenomenal. The puzzles are a lot of fun. Wolf Link is a really cool mechanic. And as far as I know, I think it's still this way. This is the one and only Zelda game in history that has two Links meeting each other, where you have the Link of the hero of Twilight and you have also the hero of time from Ocarina of Time Majora's Mask coming as the hero's sage or the hero's spirit, whatever his name was, and training your Link throughout the game. I think every environment in the game is fantastic. The items in the game are super unique. While they are very limited, some of them, for the dungeons you get them in, it is really cool to see uniqueness like the spinner. While there are some things you can do with the spinner outside of the dungeon, the Arbiter Grounds, it is cool to see some uniqueness like that, as well as like the Dominion Rod. The claw shots are really cool. Again, every dungeon is sick. The Arbiter Grounds is awesome. The Snow Peak Mansion is really cool. The City in the Sky, Zant's Palace, all of the beginning dungeons as well. All of it is super cool. Plus, if you play the HD remaster on the Wii U, you get the opportunity to see the rest of the Hero of Time story. If you go around the castle town, you can see scriptures of what the Hero of Time did to help set up a future hero, with like giving his bow to the Gorons to protect, and like meeting Skull Kid to be a deter in the game to prevent someone from getting to the Master Sword. The Temple of Time is an actual temple in this game, which is really sick as well. Overall, this is one of the best Zelda games. This is no secret. This is no hidden gem. It's just one of the GOATs. I just wasn't prepared for Gamestead Game of the Week after being gone for 3 weeks. So we're mailing it in this week. Every once in a while, you got to have a mail-in week. So Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess is my mail-in week. It is what it is. It is what it is. Sometimes you just got to mail it in. And this was one of those weeks. All right, let's hit the music. Let's get out of here.
All right, like, comment, subscribe, everything else. If you like what you saw here with us this week, then we do these live streams usually every Saturday about 6 p.m. Central Time, so you can come check us out then.
Yeah, we'll be back next week, which, I don't know, we'll see if we talk about some Dispatch. We'll see if you grab it next week and play the first couple chapters. I see if I might, or if I might just wait. Talk more about Legends, Arc Raiders maybe after the playtest is over, Digimon Storytime, Stranger, and whatever else comes out through the week. Make sure to check out Rogue Energy as well as the merch store, Sparky3shop.com. Join the Discord, check out the Patreon if you want to support us further. Maybe next week won't be as long of an episode. Again, we're coming back after a few weeks off. We got to chat, got to catch up. We'll get back to normal form next week. Can't wait. Hopefully you have a good one. Bye.